and welcome. Approximately 2 years and 8 months ago, I moved from London, UK to Stockholm, Sweden. Prior to that, I have been living in London for about 10 years, but I'm originally from Germany. In today's short video, I just wanted to ask myself a certain question. Would I move to Sweden again? Or would I move to Sweden right now? Let's get started. My answer would be no. Just kidding. I hope I got you. Let me know in the comments down below. Actually, my answer would be yes. Okay, let me go into a little bit more detail. I actually watched my first video on Sweden when we decided to move to Sweden. I did a lot of research, and then in my video I was talking about all the reasons why we are moving to Sweden. And actually I realized I did a pretty good job in researching what Sweden is like, and I kind of wanted to look back and see if I still think the same or if what I researched was actually true about Sweden. So at the beginning of my video, I talked a lot about the quality of life, and I basically compared Sweden or Stockholm with London, or also in general UK. I was talking a lot about what kind of person you are and what you're looking for, and at that point I was a mother of 1, now I'm a mother of 2, and I found it really attractive actually that Stockholm was smaller, that it also in general was quieter. And another thing I mentioned about the quality of life, that the apartments are a little bit bigger, or the houses are a bit bigger, the streets are a little bit bigger. I felt like in London everything was quite cramped, although London seemed very exciting and I think it's still a really cool city, but it felt like for me it was much better in like younger years, and now I'm a parent. I'm looking for more tranquility, although I'm not living remotely. I do live outside of Stockholm. I'm not living in the buzz of a city. Of course, you can have that in Stockholm as well a little bit when you live in the city. Although I have to say, every time I travel to Stockholm, which is really just 45 minutes from here, it is still so much quieter and calmer than London is. Still, I personally really like that, and for me it would be a yes to move here again. I know many people say Stockholm is very different maybe from other cities or towns, and especially very different from living in a small town or in a village or even remote in Sweden. And of course I understand that, but I'm just talking about my experience and my expectations and if they align basically, and I'm still a big fan of Stockholm. So I still think there is a really good quality of life here in Sweden. Everything seems quite clean here. Of course London is so much bigger than Stockholm, for example, but I think there's also a bit of a difference in attitude. I traveled back to the UK, I don't know, maybe it was almost a year ago actually, for a hen do, and whilst it was really fun, I was almost shocked like how dirty actually it was outside of London. So it was like closer to the motorway, for example. It was really dirty. It really seemed like no one has respect for nature or their surroundings. And I really like that there is a certain level of respect here for the living spaces, but also nature. Talking about nature, I did mention, that something I was looking forward to was the nature here in Sweden, and especially also Stockholm. When I compared it with London, I said that there was a lot of water around Stockholm, which is obviously true. I mean, that research was well done. Well done me. But yeah, the nature is still one of the major benefits of living in Sweden. Like, we have a car now as well, which obviously we didn't have in London, but it makes it easier for us to drive anywhere. And like, there are big forests just a 10-minute drive from us away, which is just incredible. I still love it so much. In London, obviously it took us forever to get out of the city and to find a little bit of like, nature, to be honest. There are woods and forests and stuff like that, but I'm sorry, it's not the same as it is here in Sweden. I love the many rocks here. It just looks, almost like a fairy tale. We actually have a forest just behind our house and it looks so beautiful. So that's really like a 5-second walk from us. That accessibility to nature, and you know, we did camp last year twice, and we are planning camping this year as well. So these things I actually never thought about doing in the UK, because I also think it's not that safe. I talked a little bit about safety as well, that I actually feel safer here in Stockholm at night than I felt in London. Then I talked quite a bit about education, and I also meant the costs of kindergarten, and obviously that has been really, really good here in Sweden. The research was done well as well. And the kids are actually going here to school from 6 years old. Well, although I kind of just realized that now my daughter is starting like school. It's not the first grade, it's actually förskola class, which means preschool class. And so they're just having a year of like an in-between, and then the first grade of school starts. Although they're already learning things like letters and reading and math and things like that, but it's just called differently. It's kind of like class 0, and then next year they would start the first class. But yeah, I'm about to really get to know the educational system, although I know that there could be like bad experiences. I think we have been quite lucky so far, and our kindergarten is actually quite good. I know that not every single person in the kindergarten is brilliant, but the main carers of our kids, or maybe also like the group leaders, or what you want to say, are really friendly. They have really good intentions. You can see there's really thought behind the education and the care of the children. So I'm quite happy about that. But yeah, I know that this could also vary, and not every kindergarten might be the same here in Sweden. And I think the same applies to the school, and we will find out very soon this year what school is like, and I definitely will make a video about it as well at some point. And you know, I talked about parental leave, which is actually as good as I thought it would be. My partner had the chance to go on parental leave as well, and really spend a lot of one-on-one time with our little one, and even with our first daughter, because the kindergarten time was reduced. So there was at least one day a week where he spent the whole day with both kids, apart from the weekend, of course. And then he went on adventures with the kids, which I thought was really cool. I talked about social life, and you know, I obviously did some videos about it, but I also feel like I am a bit quieter. I spend a lot of time at home, where I work from home basically. I don't see like an adult or like a friend or a colleague every day, which is actually fine with me. So my social life is a little bit smaller because I concentrate a lot on my family, but at the same time, I'm still quite happy with my social life. I have friends here, I have Swedish friends who I already knew, and I have friends from other countries, which I really enjoy as well. So overall, I'm quite happy here so far. And I talked a bit about the weather, and I did say, ooh, it could be quite cold, and maybe the darkness. And you know, I have been here, over 2 years, over 2.5 years, and it didn't bother me that much. But now it is about February, March. I can definitely feel now I want spring to come. You know, I can't wait for it to get warmer, and you know, we don't have to put millions of layers on to be outside. So that's definitely something I'm looking forward to. But then the summers have been really magical and really, really beautiful here in Sweden. So that's something to look forward to, and it's something why I would move to Sweden again. One of many reasons. So yeah, that was today's video. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave a comment down below. I hope I will see you in my next video. Until then, have a great day and stay safe. Hej då!